Money and time matters. And unfortunately, most of us don't have the resources to buy or find all the bourbons that we want. So I'm gonna give you a list of 5 that are overpriced so you can save some money. Welcome to Whiskey Bank. My name is David. And just to note, these are actually pretty good bourbons. Actually, some of them are really good. It's just they're overpriced, or you have to spend way too much time to find it, or both. And so there's just too many good whiskeys out there that you can easily find to overpay and overhunt for these bourbons. So my list is gonna go, I'll show you the first bottle, which is number 5, and then I'll go to number 1 at the end, which is the most overpriced. So stay tuned. All right, so number 5 on the list, and the most controversial one might be the Peerless Double Oak Kentucky Straight Bourbon, coming in at 108.4 proof actually, non-chill filtered and strictly from sweet mash. Don't get me wrong, it's delicious, but at 100, I believe sometimes up to $120, and it's impossible to find. You have to do some serious hunting in order to find a bottle on this, or go to the distillery and hope that it's there. I think if it was around, let's say, $60 to $70, and it was available, like it was allocated but available, right? So let's say, for instance, it's released maybe 2-3 times a year, and when it's released, it's on the shelves for about a week or two. I think then it would be it'd be a fun hunt to do. And at $67, I think it would be a good price point to kind of, match those in that area. So at 100, 120, and basically impossible to find, it's overpriced. All right, the next bottle on the list, or number 4 overpriced, is going to be the Chicken Cup Kentucky Straight Bourbon and Kentucky Straight Rye, coming in at 90 proof a piece and non-age stated. $60 a piece. $60. You know what you can get for $60? Knob Creek 12, Rare Breed, Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof, Old Force 1920, you name it. I mean, it's wow. And these coming in at 90 proof with no age statement. I mean, they're good bourbons. They're easy sipping. I don't have any issue with them. I like to have a pour, but probably closer to $30, $35 than the $60. Now, you might be asking, why do I have 2 bottles that's not open? Well, there was a store that needed to get rid of this, and so they sold both of these for $30, so $15 a piece. Now, that's a deal. And then if that was the case, this will be on my, best priced or the best value list. But $60 or $120 for this pair? No, skip it. Overpriced. All right, my number 3 most overpriced is going to be Frank August Small Batch, coming in at 100 proof and non-age stated. I did a full review of this. It's a good bourbon. It's a $30, $40 bourbon in a $30, $40 bottle. And currently it's at $75. $75. I mean, I just mentioned all the great bourbons that you can get at that price. I just don't understand the pricing on this. I know the bottle is beautiful and it kind of has a mystique, and then it's kind of mysterious. You don't really know who Frank August is. You don't know where the bourbon came from, the age, anything. So there is that aura of mystery, but there's also an aura of I don't want to pay $75. Jesus. And so super overpriced. I mean, if you really, really want the bottle, then maybe it's worth it. I think if it's closer to 40, 45, I think it'd be a good buy. But at 75, pass all day, super overpriced. All right, my number 2 most overpriced bourbon, Booker's, any batch. This is Pinky's batch number 4, pretty good. I think Kentucky Tea batch from 2022 was the best. And this year, I think Charlie's batch, the first one was good. And the Apprentice batch, as you guys know, probably, it's getting mixed reviews. But that's also the problem with Booker's. It's $90 to $100, but it's also upmarked to $120, sometimes $150. And it's hard to find, so you actually have to spend time to find it. And the batches vary by taste. Some are decent, some are really good, some are not that good. And so you're getting inconsistent batches at constantly $100, $120, $150. and you have to spend time, either building relationships or driving to liquor stores or searching online just to find a bottle. To me, it's not worth it. It's not worth the money. It's not worth the time. It's good bourbon. I like to have a pour of it. It's nice. It's very stylish. The box, the bottle itself, the ribbon, the story, fantastic. And I think that gives it a little bit of boost. So if the bourbon's worth like 60, 65, I think because of the stylish, it's probably worth closer to 75. I think if it was priced around there, 65 to 75, it was readily available or just decently available. I mentioned Elijah Craig barrel proofs as much, but again, it comes out in batches and it sits on the shelf for about, a week or two. It doesn't sell out right away. I think if Booker's had that same availability and the same price, I think it would be very good. But I mean, the bourbon, if you're enjoying this content, please push that like button. It really helps me out. My number one overpriced bourbon and the inspiration for this list is going to be Hancock President's Reserve single barrel whiskey, coming in at 88.9 proof. So when I got this a year ago, I fell into the hype as well. I believe it was $65. I realized that it's from mash bill 2 of Buffalo Trace, which has, which comes with Blanton's, Rock Hill Farms, Admiralty Lee. So when I saw this on the shelf, I also bought it. As you can see, it was about over a year ago. It's only not even halfway. I think it's a little bit over halfway gone, but I gave probably most of it to either samples or to people who actually saw it and like, whoa, you have that, and tried it, and they all had the same, assessment. It's bland. Maybe worth $30 at the most. And I thought it was overpriced at the time. It'll probably even be number one at $65. But the reason it was an inspiration for this list is because recently in my market, Total Wine & More just got a couple of cases, or each Total Wine & More. It seems like they got a couple of cases. And they're selling it for $99.99 plus tax. $100 bill plus tax for this. That's ridiculous. I don't support that. I understand the hype around Buffalo Trace Mash Bill 2. And it's selling out. That's the problem. Oh, geez. It's just, I understand some people like the bourbon. And maybe there are some people who think it's worth $100. But it can't be that many people. Oh my goodness. It just, it's just sad to see. And it's a $30 bourbon at the most. And I don't think I would even pick it up at $30. And it's selling for $100 like hotcakes. I am furious. I guess the Buffalo Trace Mash Bill 2, just the hype train is just out of control. Think about it, $100. It's worth 2 Eagle Rares, okay? It's worth more than Blanton's. That's nuts. I mean, I think Blanton's is a little overpriced, but it's still a good bourbon. And, with the bottle design, and the style, you could justify $70, right? Even Eagle Rare, it's 10 years old, coming in at, you could justify $40, $50 for that, especially in today's market. But this, non-age dated, 88.9 proof, probably just leftover barrels from, the good ones probably going to Blanton's, Rock Hill Farms, Admiralty Lee, and then whatever barrels are left, they're like, oh, you know what, we'll just make this, and people are just paying up, just, So, my number one, Hancock President's Reserve. Do not buy it. If you have $100, buy something else. Buying these would be a lot better than spending $100 on this. Just don't do it. Hey guys, let me know in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with some of these bottles? Also, is there one that I missed that you think is overpriced? Let me know. And also, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.